Welcome back, folks, to another episode. We've got a very exciting episode for you today, but before today's video started, guys, a huge shout out to Cove for sponsoring today's video. This right here is my new Cove speaker. I've been using it for quite some time now. This thing is the most unique speaker I've seen on the market. Now to you guys, this looks like a just ordinary speaker, but it has a really unique feature that I've never seen before. You can have one speaker just like this, 360 sound. I really like using this thing when I've got people over, friends, family, whatever it might be, when I'm playing in a big area like this shop or inside, like the house, the basement, outside, whatever it might be. But the best thing about this thing splits into two speakers. You have a left and a right. Look at this. So you can separate them in the room, you can bring them back together, you can play them, and this thing is freaking loud. So it's as easy as connecting your phone to the speaker via Bluetooth, and take a listen. As you guys could hear, it is super loud. I can usually run this thing on a single charge, it's up to 7 hours. Like I said, you break it off into two, you can set them in separate rooms, different areas in the rooms, that way the whole party is bumping. This thing is also water resistant and has a built-in microphone up to 30 feet. If you guys want one of these, it will be linked down below. And you can save 67% off, but for this month only, the Cove speaker makes for a great holiday gift. Click the link down below, go check it out. Look at this. Absolutely insane. Never seen anything like it. It is brands like Cove that I partner up with that allow me to do what I do every single day. So huge shout out to Cove for sponsoring today's video, and you guys enjoy. Shoo! What is going on, folks? Welcome back to another episode. Starting the day off with Llama. Ralphie! Come here, Ralphie. What are you doing there, buddy? Come on, big boy Ralph. Come over and say hello. Come say hello. What up, big boy? Buddy. Who's a big boy named Ralph? How you like the snow, Ralph? You like that snow? It's some nice snow, buddy. A lot of you guys are wondering, how does a camel survive in the snow? Look, dude, he's covered in fur just like Llama is. He's looking all fluffed up. What up, big? Hey, big boy. You want some grain? Hi, Dale. How you liking the snow? Jennifer, you guys liking the snow, buddy? What are you doing, Nugget? How you doing? You like the snow? Ravi! What up, buddy? You guys want some grain? Jerry, you guys want some grain? All right, well, better give them some grain so they calm down. But as you can see, it freaking snowed out here. Hey, all right, we're gonna give these guys some grain so they be quiet. Hey, hey, hey! Here you go. There's your grain dish, buddy. Hey, llama. Hey, we gotta go over here. Come on. Hey, you're gonna break the fence, Ralph. Here you go. Here you go. Come on, llama, right here. There's some grain for you, buddy. Oh yeah, all the new ducks eating. There you go, buddy. Get some more. There you go. All right. Whew. I'd give them a bunch of grain. Obviously that snow's here, so gotta make sure they're staying. Llama. Hey, you want some? Llama? Like the good old days, llama. Hey, come here, llama. Hey. There you go. Llama, how you like this snow, buddy? Freaking cold out here or what? Better go check on your water, make sure it didn't freeze. You getting along with Ralph, or is he still being mean to you? Yeah, that's what I thought. Here you go, here's a little bit more. All right, here you go, pig. You want some more? Oh, there you go. I thought he would move his head. Llama, here, gets a little bit more. All right, Timothy, are you alive in there, buddy? Moment of truth. What up, Timothy?
You see him standing up?
Yeah, you hungry, buddy? Look at all that fresh grass you got there. All that Timothy hay. He says, hey, I don't want the hay, I want the grain. What you doing there, buddy? Oh, come back. You want some grain, pal? Why are you pooping in here? Here you go, buddy. Here, get that poop out of your bowl. Hey, get some grain, buddy. Get some of that grain. There you go. What up, big chungus? What's wrong, buddy? Feeling all right? Hanging out? All right, I'll leave you alone. I'm not gonna harass you. He's used to seeing the dogs, so I think that's why he's being a little bit scared. How's that water? Oh, his water bowl's staying warm. Timothy's good to go. Let's go inside and check on their water. Oh God, yeah. Hey, their water stayed open.
It's pretty full.
It is pretty full. The old 1-2 punch actually works pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and fill it back up. It's full now, and we filled up this little pocket here. The ducks like splashing in this thing, even though it's winter and it's cold. They like having, basically, they gotta clean themselves off. Even though it's winter, ducks like open water. So it actually works out good, because this trench came from when they actually put this hydrant in. This is a new hydrant. Well, actually, take it back. This is the original hydrant, but they connected the hydrant by the shed to this one. So this was a trench, and I didn't properly backfill it. So this is where you get this little crater thing, which probably isn't good to have water on, because then the water seeps in around the pipe, and the pipe could freeze, and then your well line could bust. But it works good, because this overflows into this, and that overflows into this. So it gives the place for the ducks to splash around in, and then the animals get two big things to drink out of. So anyways, I gotta hang out with my boy Ralph real quick. Ralphie, what up, buddy? You get some of that grain, pal? How's it going, big boy? Rick, you sharing? Hey, you're gonna poke his eye out, Rick. Rick, hey, you're gonna poke his eye out, Rick. Go over there. Hey, buddy. You don't like Rick, do you? We didn't bring any Scoobies next. I'm sorry. I forgot. How's this feel? See, it's still nice and loose. I know some of you guys are probably thinking you need to take it off, but once we take this thing off, there's no getting it back on. See, Ralph just does what Ralph wants. You can't really do much about it. Oh, Jerry, you better watch out, Jerry. He's coming in. Jerry. Oh, look at him. He's biting Jerry's neck. He's kinky. See, Ralph just kind of does what Ralph wants. But also, in Ralph's defense, he needs a lot more nutrition than these goats. Huh, Rick? What you thinking, pal? You all fluffed up. You see your winter coat? You look cute. You're all fluffy, buddy. Everybody misses you. Your friend Banjo's not here, though. Look at him. He wants to fight. You want to fight? You want to wrestle? What do you think's going through his mind right now?
You see how fluffy little ass is? Look, he's got bangs.
Oh my God, look
at his
ass.
bangs.
Little ass. Why does your hair look like that, little ass? Hey, Felicia. Felicia. Hey. Hey, pal, how's it going? Look at that hairdo. Little ass. Oh God, Tiffany, don't kick me, please. Hey, it's just me, buddy. Felicia. Tiffany, how's it going, buddy? I wanted you guys to see a little ass. Look at her. Look at that. Look at that hair. Who gave her bangs? That's what I'm wondering. Someone came down here and gave her a haircut without us knowing. Like, none of the other donkeys have that at all. And it's just like, he's got straight up bangs right now. Little ass is so cute. But anyways, all the animals are good. Chungus is good. Chickens are good. We have, knock on wood, we haven't lost any animals. I'm trying to think last time, besides a guinea, we had a guinea disappear, right? But that was like 3 months ago, and yeah. Also, it's just a guinea, it's not a big deal. But we haven't had any chickens, we haven't had any turkeys or ducks or big livestock go missing for many months. So, as you can tell, it's snowing. So, well, not snowing, but it snowed. It's getting to that time, you know, like last year we started getting like ducks taken, ripped to Quacky, ripped to James Pond. We had a few, Ralphie, tell them to settle down. We had a bunch of, not a bunch, we had a lot of birds went missing last year. So I'm hoping that, you know, we can keep our trapping skills up to par. The one thing we gotta really worry about though is aerial predators. This morning we were walking by and, or driving past, and I did see a big hawk, and it was sitting up in, wish it would have been, I think one of the,
he was over there more, because we could see him from the house.
Yeah, we can see him from the house. So that's the one thing we gotta kind of watch out for. But, so you can't do much about hawks. I mean, hawks are, what? Why is Jerry, hey, Jerry, quit fighting the pig. No, that's a bad goat, Jerry. No, he don't have horns, Jerry. It's not a fair match. Why is he so fat?
Oh my God.
Why is he so wide?
He's huge.
Jerry, be nice to the pig, Jerry. He don't have horns, buddy. He can't help it. It looks like he's bloated. I don't know why he would be bloated. They've been on the same hay. I mean, they just ran out of minnow like 2 days ago. Maybe we gotta get them back on that minnow grind, Ralphie. Tell them to settle down, Ralph. Lay down the law. Anyways, I'm blabbering. I was talking about the predators and stuff like that. But knock on wood, we have not lost anything. We've been hanging out. We do have some plans for today. Jerry! No! Jerry, you need to be nice to the pig. He don't have horns, Jerry. No, Jerry! Here's the solution, Jerry. Hey. Here. There's nothing left, Jerry. I'm telling you. You want to know what it's like to raise a bunch of children? Have a bunch of camels and... Dale! Why does everything hate the pigs? Dale! No! Stop hitting the pigs, Dale. No. Be nice. I feel bad for the pigs. They can't really defend themselves. They're just short, squatty guys, no horns. But we do have something planned for today. It has to do with the new pond, the cabin pond. Dale! I'm gonna lose my freaking mind, Dale. Quit fighting the pigs. We do have something planned today. It is for the new cabin pond. Now, obviously everything's frozen. There is ice on the pond. It's not enough quite to ice fish. But as soon as we start ice fishing the main pond, the big pond, the OG backyard pond, if we catch, you know, bass or crappie or big bluegills, basically fish that we want to transport, because we want to use the top pond and then transfer fish from the top pond to the Ralphie. How you doing there, buddy? We want to transfer fish from the top pond to the bottom pond, especially like game fish that we want to eat. Now, we don't want to eat the bass, but we want to take bass out of the top pond and put it in the bottom pond to help the top pond grow bigger bass. But for big bluegill, or we have some walleye in there, some big crappie, we're going to take all of those that we catch and then put them on the lower pond, because that's our catch and cook pond. But if we start putting crappies and bass and bluegills in there, there's no food for them to eat. There's zero fish in the new backyard pond. We haven't stocked anything yet. So today's objective is to find some forage. So we're going to have to call around to some places and see if we can get some minnows, some shiners, maybe even little bluegills, depending if the hatcheries are open, and basically buy some bait to then bring and put into the cabin pond. And those, you know, minnows eat like little plankton and stuff like that, huh, buddy? They don't actually eat other fish. So long story short, we're gonna try to get forage today to stock into the cabin pond. So then eventually in the next couple months, we should be taking game fish from the normal big pond down to the cabin pond, and then those fish will have something to eat. I don't know if that made sense, Ralph. Yeah, no, he agreed. He says that made lots of sense. He says, no, it knows what you're saying. Ralphie,
I thought he was gonna burp.
I thought he was too. He's getting ready to burp. He swallowed. It was like. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Anyways, let's go head down to the pond, take a look, see can we break the ice in order to stock it, and then also as you can see it snowed, so there's going to be tracks. There's going to be deer tracks, coyote tracks, maybe bobcat tracks. So that will help our trapping game, which isn't really today's video, but just overall we need to watch out for Ralph. We can't let any predators get a hold of Buddy. Just kidding. He'd kick a coyote. Imagine him with a coyote. Oh, he'd kick that coyote's ass so fast. He'd sit there and it would just go tumbling. Anyways, see you guys down by the cabin. Shoo! All right, well, we made it down to the cabin. Before we go try to find some minnows, we got to make sure obviously we can get, you know, through this ice. It doesn't really look that thick, but update on the cabin. Well, nothing's changed since, if you guys are actually tuned in, but if you're new to the channel or you haven't watched any of the cabin vlogs, this is the cabin we've been working on for the last couple of months. As you can see, it snowed. We don't have a door.
That's neat.
But honestly, it did pretty good though. There's no snow besides what blew in the front door, but everything else is done. We got the loft up there. Look at these bunk beds. That was the last video you guys saw. Made these sweet little freaking bunk beds. But now this is cool because like it feels good because you're like, it's snowing. Like obviously it's cold in here, but you know what I mean? You get good vibes.
I'm more impressed that there's no leaks anywhere.
I know.
Like, it's sort of dry.
It's completely dry. Perfectly dry. But like you wake up, you look out there, there's snow. Like this, to me, this is kind of like really makes it all come together. I'm like, in the roof, it still isn't insulated. We might honestly just hold off on that until next year because it's gonna take forever. We'll have a wood burning stove in here. And we're obviously gonna stay in this a good amount, but not enough overnight trips to make it worth spending 3 days trying to insulate the freaking roof. Because you gotta put insulation up there and then you gotta put basically the siding up there, which is just gonna take forever. We're already so deep into winter, you might as well just rough it. A lot of cabins don't have insulated roofs anyway. It's kind of one of those things like, it's a luxury, but it's not a necessity. But anyways, there's our cabin. And then the pond. So if you guys are new, here's the pond. Oh yeah, we could definitely bust through this. Yeah, it isn't bad. Like, that's so weird. Does that not look like a perfect hole from an ice auger?
Oh, that's weird. Wait, it's bubbling.
Look at it's a spring.
You think so?
Yeah, absolutely. Look at that. There's a spring. Look at this. You can see it bubbling, and that's why it's not frozen. I mean, the top pond is spring fed, so this being spring fed would not surprise me because it's essentially the same thing as the top pond. They just dammed it up back there instead of here. If only whoever previously owned this, that built that dam, built it originally here, this would be one giant pond, which a lot of you guys wanted me to do, but there's a bunch of laws and regulations on building big ponds versus small ponds. You can kind of just do whatever and don't have to worry about regulations. But how's that? Oh yeah, we could
some minnows.
We could stock some minnows. I want to make sure that it. Look at that. Look at all the water you just made come out right there. Yeah, that's cool. The last one thing that's cool about when it freezes over is you get to see the springs. The other thing I need to show you is the water finally, as of like yesterday, is now going through our overflow and it's running out the other side. So I can show you this. This is full pool. See, now it looks like a pond. This looks like it looks good. There's too many trees obviously, but I didn't want to cut them down now because naturally they're gonna fall over. But you know, imagine there's no trees here and it's wide open. There's quite a bit of water. Like it's a fishable pond now. For the longest time I'm like, man, it's kind of a small pond. I don't know if we're gonna be able to put many fish in here. It looks good. It's a legit pond. Like I said, cut down some of these bigger standing trees, leave some of them obviously for fish structure and stuff like that, but like if you could just cut out maybe that section, leave a couple in the middle there, I think you'd be good off. I see a little bit of dirt from where I piled it up, so there's gonna be a couple shallow spots, you know, where it's only 6 inches deep, but that's way down at the other side. But so you can see it's full now all the way here. So if we were gonna put a boat ramp in, which you could, if you really wanted to launch a boat, what you would do is you'd put a boat ramp right here, but you would angle it like this, and then you would pull your truck down here, pull forward, and then it would just you would shoot it like that, and then you could do that, and then you could pull out if you needed to build a boat ramp. I mean, more than likely, if we actually launch boats in here, it's gonna be little Johnnies that aren't on a trailer, but you could. I wanted to make sure we had a spot. This is obviously the lowest lying spot. This is also I would say it's probably the easiest spot to dangle from. Like if you're just standing on the shore, right here is actually pretty darn easy, but it's flowing, ain't it? It's getting at. Hey, how's it going?
Watch out, ground's not hard.
Yeah, that ground ain't hard at all. That just fell right in. Dude, why is my boot sinking?
Where are you going?
I'm like worried this thing's gonna bust and go over the edge. Like this is not very secure right here. Yep, it's getting it, and it's shooting it out the other side. So I say we're good. We're good to start stocking it. We're gonna try to get a bunch of minnows today. I know stocking minnows isn't the greatest thing, but like we're not gonna put enough to where, you know, you're gonna have invasive species problems. You're gonna have a bunch of carp swimming around. Like what we put in today versus what predator fish we put in, it ain't even gonna matter. Obviously, my key forage that I wanna put in here would be bluegill, but getting a hold of bluegill in the middle of winter is kind of tough. So I think today's objective, go find some minnows, and we're gonna try to load this guy up. I mean, I don't know how many we're gonna get, quite a bit. enough to where I can catch some bluegill and crappie and bass from the top pond, put them in here, and feel like they're gonna still have enough food for winter, essentially. That's kind of the plan right now. So that being said, you guys saw the pond, saw the cabin. This is what it's looking like, and we are gonna head up back to the house, run way out, go into town, try to get some minnows, come on back and give you the old stock. The other thing we got to do, we'll wait, we'll come back because we can come in the other way. We need to look for tracks. There honestly isn't much here. It kind of surprised me a little bit, but we want to go walk kind of up in the hills a little bit. I think you're gonna start seeing some bobcat and some coyote tracks, which will help our trapping game out just a little bit. So with that being said, let's go get some minnows. Joe!
He said Merry Christmas. He got him for us. Zach killed it.
Zach's a beast. Zach, if you're watching this, we freaking love you. Yeah, you might just need to. Yeah, we just need to scoot some things to the side here.
That freaking line was longer than the Sahara Desert.
Really?
Oh god.
It was a big long line in there. Well, we just rolled into Shields, and I called Zach, one of my buddies. I used to when I used to work at Shields, I worked with Zach. He's like up in the fishing department now, so I was like, hey, I need some minnows. I'm sure it's busy. Is there any way you can get it?
I'm gonna run that back in.
Okay. I was like, is there any way you can get it and bring them downstairs for us? We don't have to go upstairs. And
Shields kills it. Some guy just took it and said, I'll take that in for you.
Dude, Shields is the best.
I don't even know who that guy is.
Shout out to you, my guy. I didn't even see who it was. But I used to work at Shields for this guy. Didn't know. I was a cashier for a while. So I worked with this guy named Zach.
Well, trivia.
So Zach kills it up in the fishing department now. So I called Zach and I was like, hey, can you run some minnows down to customer service so we don't have to go in and go upstairs, because obviously it's going to take forever if we have to do that. Because minnows doesn't take very long, so we didn't want to have to like tie up him and give him a heads up, because if he's busy helping customers, I have to pull him away from customers to help us with minnows. So if you give him a heads up, then he went and did it while he had a break in between customers. So it helps him and it helps me. But then on top of that, I sent Pool Jet in because I'm like, hey, I don't want to have to like go find parking. By the way, parking would have been at least a mile away, because
I haven't seen one.
I drove around the parking lot and there's no parking. It's a weekend. And so I was like, Pool Jet, I'll drop you off. Here's the card, go buy it. Pool Jet calls me and says, hey, the customer service line is like insanely long. It's gonna be like an hour. Zach pulled up, said, here's the minnows.
He literally was chasing me down.
Zach found Pool Jet, said Merry Christmas, and gave us the freaking minnow. What a beast. I love Shields and I love Zach. Zach's awesome. So anyways, we got the minnows ready to rock, and we ended up getting probably 250 to 300, whatever 10 scoops is worth, somewhere around there, between probably 200 to 300 minnows, maybe a little bit more, we'll see. So now we're headed all the way back home, and we're gonna go out there and see if we can, we'll set them in there, try to acclimate them, and then while they're getting acclimated, we're gonna go look for tracks, look for bobcat, coyote, raccoon, deer, stuff like that, and then once they're acclimated, get them dumped in. So with that being said, you guys stay tuned. All right, well, we're back home, folks. Again, huge shout out to Zach and Shields for hooking it up fat. We're out here at the pond. We got to acclimate these fish, though. You don't want to take them from the nice warm water to the freezing cold water. They'll die. So what you do is you actually take the bags and stick them in here. We got to make sure they don't float away, which they shouldn't, because, well, it's ice. So I say what we'll do is pop a couple holes in here. We'll take them all. You can see we got lots of minnows. I mean, just bags and bags and bags of minnows in here. And like I said, it's not enough to obviously feed a whole bunch of fish in here, but it's a good start to where I would feel comfortable throwing a few bass and a few crappie, whatever we catch ice fishing. You know, we don't usually catch a ton of fish ice fishing, but we do. How'd that go?
Careful when you walk in.
Why is it so slippery like that?
Soggy,
I don't know. But it's enough to where I'd feel like the bass and the crappie we're gonna put in here wouldn't die until spring. And we can keep stocking minnows. Once we put fish in here, even through ice fishing season, come here, pop a hole in there, drop your bag. I mean, you could pop 4 or 5 holes, put your bags in there, go hang out in the cabin, drink a cup of coffee, and then release the minnows and feed the crappie, I guess. So let's go ahead and put the bags in, and then we're gonna look for tracks. I did see some tracks over here. We'll look at that in a second. But let's get the bags in the water, getting them starting to get acclimated so the minnows don't die. Pop some holes. Think they're gonna float under the ice?
I don't know.
Yeah, I could just pour water in the buckets too.
Oh yeah, and just let it.
That'd make more sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. That'll get it pretty close. It'll get it close enough, I think. They're just minnows. They're pretty hardy fellas. There you go. That'll acclimate it. So while that's going on, we gotta investigate these tracks. So we didn't bring, you notice we didn't bring the pups. Like bringing the dogs down here, but one's trapping season, so we don't want them to get caught in any of our traps up there. 2, I don't want their tracks getting mixed up with predator tracks, being coyotes. So as you can see right here, that would be big freaking coyote, really big coyote. It goes back here. Here's a couple more prints.
He's got 6 toes on that one?
I don't know why he's got so many damn toes. Unfortunately, I bet it's that. See this? I bet he crossed. Unfortunately, there's no snow right here.
Does this camera still work?
Yeah. Well, I shouldn't say yeah. I haven't checked it. That would definitely have gotten him.
That's right there, yeah.
That literally would have gotten him, though. Let me see if it's still on. I haven't checked this camera for
I forgot this one was
ages.
here.
Rip. Nope, it's off.
Rip.
I'll take this one out instead. That would have definitely got him.
That'd have been good.
Fortunately. Yeah, he's dead. But that's why I'm looking at his tracks. I wonder if that, for some reason I've never really realized that was here. Not much, there's not much snow. There's a couple right here. I just wasn't sure if he came down. He's probably trying to get a drink, that's my guess. But we're gonna go look at, we're gonna go around the cabin and look around the cabin and look up in the hill next to the cabin. So far, that's the only one I see. I didn't see any more over here, so let's go check over here. Well, we found a rabbit. How you know it's rabbit is that there's 3 prints, 2 in the front and their back feet stayed together. Some of you guys, you didn't know that, did you?
No, it looks funny.
Yeah.
It looks like a little V jump.
So this
around.
one you can see all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Front 2 and then back. But a lot of times when you look, it looks like 3.
Wouldn't it be the close ones? Wouldn't that be their front?
It could be.
Because they're like, yeah, and then their back is wide. Or they get in a wide jump.
I don't know actually.
I don't know.
I always assumed it was the back, but I don't know why I assumed it was the back. I assumed like when they plant, I assumed they would be.
Like picture Jimothy. He's got a wide base.
I think the fronts are the 2 wide, because like when they're sitting, their fronts are like a dog where you do this.
Oh yeah,
and your backs are together.
Maybe.
Because it wouldn't make sense for their fronts to be like this and then them to be. Maybe it doesn't make sense. I have a gun, by the way, in case we see a squirrel or a coyote.
Shoot that rabbit.
Or if I see that rabbit, I'll shoot him too. All right, well, found rabbit tracks. That's about it so far. All right, we found some deer. Headed down. Those look old though, like maybe 1 day old, but it comes down. Look where the cabin is. I'm telling you boys, we're gonna be sniping from that winder. But deer, rabbit so far. We're gonna keep heading up this hill, see what else we find. Look at this. See the hands?
Is that raccoon?
So I would guess possum. Could be raccoon, but they look like little human hands. Right there, see that? It just seems so small. I would guess possum, but it could be raccoon. Either possum or raccoon. They kind of just look like human hands, but really, really small. So that's the 3rd species we've seen so far. Oh, made it to the top of the hill, folks. This is one of our deer blinds. Completely collapsed and broke, so not hunting. I was hoping to hunt out of that late season. But the nice thing about the snow is we're gonna walk around real quick while those minnows are acclimating. See, because deer come here. Look at this trail camera right here. Every day I see at least 2 to 3 deer between does and usually smaller bucks. I've seen a couple big bucks, but actually since gun season was in for here, I haven't seen the big bucks come back. I don't know if they've been shot or if they just moved, but we still see a lot of does and stuff, which I'd be fine with shooting another doe. And they come here just about every day, but I don't know. I know they go down there and I know they come from there, but I don't know exactly where. So we're gonna follow. I see some tracks and there's some bedding area down there. So we'll go kind of investigate a little bit. That's the nice thing about fresh snow. Get out there and walk around and find the tracks. You can figure out which direction the animals are coming from, whether you're trapping or just deer hunting. But rip to that blind. Brand new, we didn't even get to sit in it. Freaking, it collapsed and broke. The whole thing's actually broke. So I don't know if we want to hunt in this, if we can just sit on our butt and just crouch, not very comfortable. Or I say maybe we could get like some type of adjustable pole where we could go in there and like stab it up,
prop it up,
like a painter pole that it's retractable, just to give us like a canopy just to hunt one day out of. I'm not sure, but let's see if we can figure out where these deer are coming from. Well, we're back, folks. You guys acclimated? All right, dope. Dude, 5 bags of these. Oh, there's a big chungus in there. Look at that guy. Well, that's a big sucker. See him? I don't know if you can see him. Oh yeah, right there. Big daddy. All right. Well, adios, amigo. Oh yeah. Actually, I'm just gonna make it easy. Dump them in this and then dump the 5-gallon bucket once. Like I said, we're thinking 300-ish minnows in total. Probably, it might be more. I don't know. Zach's a generous guy. He probably gave me a few extra scoops. It's gonna be quite a few minnows. Hey, get in the water, buddy. There you go. Oh, rip.
Oh, you got that guy. Oh, okay.
Oh, I missed him. Oh, we might just have a casualty on that one. 2 more bags going in hot. Oh, look at this guy. I gotta show you this. So this guy is not a minnow. Look, see, he's not a minnow.
What is he?
I'm not 100% sure. I used to know when I worked at
like
shows, but he's got the spines.
Oh yeah, he does.
I don't think you're supposed to put him in ponds, but he'll be all right. This is not enough to ruin the pond. Like worst case, I'll just go get some frickin' northern pike and let him in here and clean up. Like you're not really supposed to stock your pond with minnows like this, because these are, like you saw, there's different breeds of them, and some of them could be kind of like the invasive, not invasive as like flying Asian carp invasive, but they're not straight up fathead minnows. As you saw, there was a couple mixies in there, it just happens. But the fact that it's winter, the fact that chances are these guys won't survive, throughout the entire winter, and if they do, they probably then get eaten by whatever fish we put in here throughout the winter. Since there's so few of them and we put some fish in here, they should be pretty easily targeted. So again, ideally I would rather put bluegills in here, obviously, and that type of game fish, but minnows are a really good food source for the crappies, for the bass. They love them. When I go ice fishing for bass, I always use minnows, so it'll end up working out good. But last bucket of minnows going in hot. You guys need to comment down below, what else should we put in this thing? If you guys are new to the channel, the plan with this pond is to make it not exclusively, but focus heavily on catch and cooks. Meaning, we're gonna put bass in here, not to eat. We're only gonna put bass in here that are gonna be from the top pond. So the top pond has too many stunted bass, between like 12 and 15 inches. So we're gonna try to take like 100 of them from up there, put them in here. But as far as like what we're gonna actually go out, buy, and stock is going to be, well, actually before that, we're gonna take any type of game fish that we catch, being like crappie, maybe some big bluegills if we catch some good sized catfish. This pond is gonna be for catch and cook, so we're gonna stock it heavily with bluegills, catfish, crappie, walleye, maybe some white bass, maybe some perch. And then the bass that will be in here will be just to give the top pond a little bit of a break and hopefully grow the bass that are in it. Because if you have too many bass that are the same size, then that means they're stunted, and then the other ones have a tough time growing, so you kind of have to harvest it, fish management. Put some tadpoles in here for banjos, bullfrog, catch clean cooks, all that stuff. So if you guys have any other ideas on what we should stock, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you think it's a good idea to stock these minnows, or if you're like, no, don't stock minnows, you should stock something else in the winter, it is hard to get a hold of anything else. Like I called my hatchery guy and he's like, I have nothing until spring. But the plan is stock some minnows as soon as the top pond has enough ice to walk on. We're gonna go out there and try to jig up some bass, crappie, some bluegills, maybe catfish, and take what we catch up there and start stocking this pond to kind of equalize them all. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Really appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one, and peace.